Hello everyone, welcome back to Believers Science Academy Bangalore. This is topic of the day. September 17, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was celebrating his birthday, and whole of the world and world leaders, celebrities, everyone was wishing a happy birthday to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, including the President of USA, President Putin, President of UK, China. Everyone was wishing Prime Minister a very happy birthday. But there was one country which was not wishing, and it was no surprise that that country was Pakistan. What did Pakistan do? Meanwhile, it went to Saudi Arabia and it struck a defense deal with Saudi Arabia, and it revived an old but a very important event, that is Islamic NATO. So, in today's video, we'll not discuss about Prime Minister Modi or who wish Prime Minister Modi the wishes, but we'll discuss about this pact between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, what it means to Pakistan, what it means to South Asia, and what does it mean to India. We'll discuss everything from sky and below. So, first is the title of the video for today is Pakistan's push for an Islamic NATO and its implications for India. So, the background, this idea of Islamic NATO is not new one. It has been there since 2015. The idea of Islamic NATO, also known as Islamic Military Alliance or Arab NATO, has been floated before as well, especially by Saudi Arabia in 2015 when it set up the Islamic Military Counterterrorism Coalition. Islamic Military Counterterrorism Coalition. The idea was mooted in 2015 by Saudi Arabia, but now it has been revived by Pakistan plus Saudi Arabia. Next, the 2025 Doha Summit in Qatar, which was attended by 40 plus Muslim countries, revived this idea in the wake of Israel's strike in Qatar. Recently, one more important event happened in the Middle East, that is, Israel was usually attacking Yemen, Syria, Iran, or Palestine. But what it did recently was it attacked Qatar. Not that it attacked the Qatari officials, it attacked Hamas and other persons who were attending Qatar, who were there in Qatar for some sort of agreement. What did Israel do? Israel bombed them, which resulted in death of all the Hamas leaders who were present there. This raised serious question. If Israel can do this to Qatar, what is stopping Israel from doing this to Saudi Arabia? What is stopping Israel to doing this from Iran? What is stopping Israel from doing this to UAE and all the other Arab countries, all the other Muslim countries? So they came together in the Qatar Doha Summit. So Pakistan positioning itself as self-proclaimed leader of the Ummah. What is Ummah? Ummah is the Muslim Brotherhood or Islam Brotherhood. Aggressively pitched for an Arab-Islamic Task Force. Pakistan is showcasing itself as a leader of or protector of Ummah, but nobody takes them seriously. But the main hidden agenda for this protection or showcasing itself as a protector of this so-called Ummah by Pakistan is mainly to create this Islamic NATO, because it will provide a leverage over India to Pakistan. Okay, Turkey, a NATO member and Pakistan's all-time ally, also supports a strong action against Israel, and it also supported the formation of Islamic NATO. So we'll discuss why does Pakistan keeps pushing for it. What is in it for Pakistan? First is strategic depth and leverage. It wants to use the alliance to internationalize the Kashmir issue. So it has a hidden agenda. It is not really the protection of Islam, it is not really the protection of Muslim Brotherhood or the Ummah. It is to gain an alliance and it is to gain a political leverage over India in the issue of Kashmir. It wants to internationalize the issue. It wants votes whenever the issue of Kashmir is taken up in the United Nations. That is why Pakistan is doing this one. It provides Islamabad legitimacy as the only nuclear armed Muslim nation. Okay, one more thing. Why does Pakistan keep on pushing for this is with the might of the nuclear weapons it possesses, which makes it the only Muslim country with the nuclear weapons, possesses or positions itself as at the highest table in the Muslim nations. Okay, and also provides some sort of responsibility to protect Muslim Ummah as Pakistan perceives it. Next, economic and military gains. It will also provide access to Arab oil money, weapon technologies, and diplomatic clout as well. Next, counterbalance to its war dependence on China. So Pakistan at the current context or current moment is completely dependent on China. So once in the future, if there is any issue with respect to China or Islam, China or Muslims or China or Pakistan, then the Pakistan is sure to lose all the leverage. Okay, so it wants to counterbalance its dependence on China. So in this aspect, it is finding alternatives in these Muslim countries, in these Arab nations. Third is global positioning, showcasing itself as the defender of Muslim Ummah, hopes to dilute India's growing influence in the Middle East. So, Prime Minister Modi, in the recent wishes from all the Muslim leaders, all the world leaders, showcases the growing influence of India in the world, showcases India as the voice of global South, showcases Prime Minister Modi as the so-called Vishwaguru. So Pakistan wants to improve its position in the world as well. So what is it trying to do? It is trying to position itself as the protector of Ummah. Okay, next, possible structure of Islamic NATO. If at all Islamic NATO is going to be founded, what will be the possible structure? First is it will be model on NATO. What is NATO? If you attack one, you attack all. If you attack one person from us, you will attack all. If you reply to you as one, we are replying as all. Okay, that is what. An attack on one is an attack on all. Meaning NATO has nearly 40 plus members. So one of the members of NATO is France. Okay, suppose Russia attacks France. Russia attacks France, it means all the members of NATO, for example UK, for example Germany, for example Portugal, for example Hungary, all these countries will or can attack Russia now. Okay, or have to attack Russia now. That is the treaty of NATO. Okay, it is like a military bloc. So now, if Islamic NATO is going to be modeled on NATO, if India attacks Pakistan, like happened in Operation Sindoor, like how it happened in Operation Sindoor, then all the members of Muslim NATO, such as Saudi Arabia, etc., will have to attack India, will have to respond to India. Okay, next, command likely to be dominated by Saudi Arabia because of the money power, and Pakistan because it is the only sole nuclear power, and Turkey because of its defense and industry. And focus will be officially defense of Muslim lands. Initially, we'll be focusing on Israel. Later, they can turn this focus on India and Iran as well. Hidden agenda could be used to push geopolitical rivalries against India and Iran. India is the chief rival of Pakistan, and Iran is the chief rival of Saudi Arabia. So they can position or they can use this forum to bring its allies or bring its geopolitical influence on these two countries. Push agenda against these two countries. Plus, push agenda against Israel. Okay, next, what will be the implication for India? Is it very serious or is it just a hoax by Pakistan and Saudi Arabia? Let us see. First is the strategic concerns. Pakistan's leverage. If it is part of such an alliance, Pakistan would claim multilateral Muslim backing in a conflict with India. So very serious if at all this NATO or Islamic NATO comes into fruition. Next, Turkey's role. Ankara, that is the capital of Turkey, has always been vocal on Kashmir. It has always been an all-round ally of Pakistan. It has always been criticizing India over Kashmir, opposing India in the United Nations, and supplying drones to Pakistan. Despite all the goodwill that India did to Turkey during Operation Dost, where Turkey was battered by earthquake. In the Operation Dost, India provided humanitarian aid to Turkey. Instead of all these things, when the recent Operation Sindoor happened, Turkey supported Pakistan. Turkey even sent drones. Turkey even supported Pakistan to the extent that it was willing to go to war with India. So that is also an issue. Then defense dynamics. India imports $2 billion worth of Israeli arms annually, such as radar, missile UAE, and an Islamic NATO targeting Israel indirectly pressures India as well. Okay, it will put political pressure on India as well. Then geopolitical concerns. That is, it is going to impact the India-Middle East strategy. That is, India-Middle East policy. India has balanced its ties with Israel, Iran, and the Gulf states. A military bloc could complicate this balancing act, whether India has to choose one bloc or whether India has to choose its all-weather friends, Israel and Iran. Next, diaspora factor. That is, over 9 million Indians live in Gulf. Any rise in the anti-India rhetoric could impact migrant safety and the remittances. Yesterday we discussed rising violence against Indians in the USA. Rising violence against India in the USA. That was mainly followed because of the political rhetoric against Indians. Political rhetoric against Indians as well as social media influence of hate speech on Indians. This can be done also in Saudi Arabia. If India is not part of this Muslim bloc, or Islamic NATO is already produced or created, and India is in a position of Pakistan, then this rhetoric can spill over to all the rest of the countries, which is going to spill over to the immigrants or spill over to the Indian diaspora which is present in Gulf. Next, diplomatic controversy, that is Saudi Arabia and UAE. Despite the rhetoric, both maintains strong ties with India in energy, investment, and in diaspora links. Egypt and Jordan, traditionally moderate, unlikely to fully back anti-India moves, and internal rift, that is Shia-Sunni divide, that is Iran will not be on the board for this Islamic NATO, weakens the idea of truly united Islamic NATO. So these are some of the diplomatic controversies. Next, India's likely response. What will be India's likely response? That is deepening Israel ties. Considering how every country is moving against India or moving against Israel, obviously, enemy's enemy is a friend of me. So, enemy of Saudi Arabia and all these Islamic countries, Israel, and enemy of India or enemy of Pakistan is India. So, both enemies can become friends here. Who are already friends already? They are already friends now. They can strengthen or increase the relationship even more. That is more defense and intelligence cooperation and balancing act, strengthen relations with Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Egypt to prevent bloc certification, to prevent happening of Islamic NATO, and diaspora diplomacy, that is protect Indian workers in the Gulf states. Then counter narrative, highlight Pakistan's economic fragility, terrorism links, and dependence on non-Muslim powers such as China and USA. So this will be the likely response of India. India will most likely balance all these three, increasing relation with Israel and also increasing the relations with Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, etc. countries. Next, the question arises: is this the first effort to bring Islamic NATO? We already discussed that there was a initiative in 2015 by Saudi Arabia. So apart from this, there have been other initiatives as well. So if we have a discussion, Islamic NATO versus the past Islamic military groupings, what are the lessons for India? The first and important Islamic grouping is Organization of Islamic Cooperation, that is the OIC. It was established in 1969 in Rabat, and the membership is 57 countries, which makes it the second largest intergovernmental body after United Nations. Then agenda is political, economic, cultural, and religious cooperation. Pakistan's use is Pakistan has consistently raised Kashmir issue at the OIC forums. In 2019, India was invited as guest of honor at the OIC meeting, signaling shift away from the Pakistan's monopoly. So this invitation to India against the Pakistan's directions made sure that OIC is moving towards India. OIC is moving away from Pakistan. So Pakistan decided we cannot run our agenda or anti-India agenda in the OIC. So we have to find new organization, and in that regard, they are going to find Islamic NATO. That is why they are pushing Islamic NATO. Next, weakness was there is deep internal debate among the Organization of Islamic Council itself. That is Shia Sunni between Iran and Saudi Arabia, Arab and non-Arab countries, and largely symbolic without any military teeth here. And what was the implication for India? The danger was very limited, mostly diplomatic noise. India has increasingly bypassed OIC and bilateral ties. Okay, instead of directly dealing with OIC, India has done this by bypassing OIC by having bilateral relations with respect to all these important countries such as Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, etc. Next, Islamic Military Counter-Terrorism Coalition in 2015 in Riyadh, an initiative of Saudi Arabia. It was announced by Saudi Arabia with the 14 Muslim states, projected as Islamic NATO. Aim was coordination efforts against terrorism. The terrorism was against ISIS, Al-Qaeda. These are the important terror groups which are plaguing the Middle East. So now the ISIS is also dead and Al-Qaeda is on the verge of death. So as a result, now there is no need for this Islamic Military Counter-Terrorism Coalition. Reality is, Pakistan's ex-army chief, that is General Rahil Sharif, was made as the commander of IMCTC. Iran, Iraq, Syria, that is Shia bloc, was excluded, which was resulting in sectarian mistrust. Next, no joint command structure or operational deployment emerged out of this. So status was, it was mostly dormant and so the tool to counter Iran only. Okay. Next, what are the implications for this for India? It was minimal because it was never an anti-India platform. It was mainly an anti-Iran or mainly anti-Shia platform or mainly pro-Saudi toolkit. Gulf states simultaneously strengthened ties with India, like for oil diaspora investments, etc. Okay. So these two were not such a big threat for India, but the new Islamic NATO, if it comes into fruition, it poses direct threat to India because of involvement of Pakistan. Okay, so larger picture. The Islamic NATO is still a nascent idea. Unity among the 40 plus Muslim countries is unlikely due to the internal rivalries, such as Saudi versus Iran, Turkey versus UAE, Qatar versus Saudi. Next, however, India must watch closely since Pakistan will use any platform possible to push the Kashmiri agenda. So for New Delhi, the challenge is to continue balancing between Israel and the Arab countries, Iran and the Arab countries, Saudi Arabia and Iran, and all the other countries. Prevent Pakistan from monopolizing the Ummah leadership narrative, ensure its Middle East energy and diaspora interests remain secure. And how can India prevent Pakistan from monopolizing the Ummah leadership? India can position itself as the leader of Ummah itself, because India has the highest number of Muslims in the world. Okay, highest population of Muslims in the world. So why not India position itself as a protector of Ummah? Why give this responsibility to Pakistan? India is also a secular country. India is also a nuclear country. India is also has a very good relation with respect to all the Gulf countries. So India can position itself as a protector of Ummah itself. Okay, so that is the current issue of the day. I hope you like the video because it is very interesting one. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon. And if you want any other videos to be done or any other topics to be covered here, write down in the comment box. We'll bring a video on the topic. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.